Ruben. And Ruben's speech is a speech entitled Using Vocal Variety.
Yay!
Yeah! All right, my lovers, how you doing? I'm really pleased you came round to see me this evening. I've just driven all the way up from Cornwall on my tractor to give you a talk about using vocal variety. Project 6 in the Capital Communicators Manual is vocal variety. And when I saw that, I thought, I'll write my speech on using vocal variety. It was a bit of a get-out because I didn't have much time. And I thought, that's got to be an easy speech to write, surely. Because, hey, I've got a pretty good voice, I think. Haven't I? And anyway, I've been speaking for years and years. 38 years nearly. And I also thought, I could use my dodgy fake Cornish accent to add a bit of humour to it. Maybe I could pretend to be a farmer. Tie me trousers up with string, talk about me tractor and me cows. But sadly, it was not to be. Because when I looked at the manual, it had all sorts of qualities in it that a good speaking voice should have. And the dodgy Cornish accent wasn't in there anyway. Apparently, a good speaking voice should have 5 things. First of all, it should be pleasant. Isn't that neat? Aren't I pleasant?
Oh, you love me.
I told you it was easy. 2, it should be forceful. It should have vitality and strength, without necessarily being loud. It should be expressive. It should use emotions. It should be easy. 4th point. It should be easy to hear. It shouldn't go up in volume too loudly. And most importantly of all, a good speech, the 5th point, it should be natural. So the true personality and sincerity of the speaker comes out. So it's pretty easy. Or I should say, pretty easy really. Even my cows can understand it. So to remember it, there are 5 points. And if you remember the first letter of each word, it also spells a word. So you've got P for pleasant, F for forceful, E for enthusiastic, or emphasis, whatever it was, E, another E for easy to hear, and N for natural, which if you know your ancient Cornish, spells keen. So, you'll easily remember now, mean, ancient Cornish for vocal variety. There are other points that make for a good speaking voice. In fact, the manual says the most important part of a good speaking voice is paying attention to your breathing.
So you're not supposed to talk like this, stand at the front, because it crunches you all up and nobody will be able to hear what you're saying.
You're supposed to stand erect. Breathe in deeply, and from the bottom of your lungs, up through your vocal cords, project out to your audience. And they'll believe that your voice has depth and steadiness. You don't want to talk too slowly to your audience, because very quickly they'll get bored. But similarly, you don't want to talk really, really quickly, because even though you're really, really excited about what you want to say, and the audience really want to listen to you, if you talk too quickly, they'll lose the plot, and then they won't be following what you're saying. So you should try and keep your speech at about 120, 160 words per minute. Which, if you want to add that up, is about 700, 800 words, maybe even 1,000 words in a 7-minute speech, if you write the speech out first. Silence. I can see. Silence is golden, so they say. Silence is golden.
The manual encourages us to pause. Pauses are great. Pauses can be used for emphasis. There are other ways of getting the crowd's attention. Pauses can be used for emphasis. It encourages the audience to note that you're about to say something important. Pauses can be used to help you breathe. Because in a 7-minute speech, if I last that long, you'd collapse if you didn't stop for a breath. And pauses can also be used to help punctuate what you're saying. So the audience knows when you've finished your sentence or the section. There's a lot of information here, more than you normally get in a speech perhaps, in a short speech. So I'd like you just to remember a few points from it. My catchy Cornish word, fiend, which stood for pleasant voice, forceful, expressive, think, easy to hear, and natural or normal. You also want to try and control your breathing, control the rate of flow of the words that come out, and remember to make use of pauses. It doesn't say, unfortunately, as I mentioned at the start, that to use vocal variety correctly, you need to use changes in accents. But it doesn't say you can't use strange accents. So I'd encourage you, if it adds a bit of humour to your vocal variety, why not? I think using accents in speech can be a good idea. Oh no, I don't. Oh yes, I do. Oh no, I don't think so, do I? Oh yes, I do.